Good evening. Welcome to the news. First, let's take a look at the headlines. At least 39 individual consultants and 69 consultancy firms are engaged in Meghalaya, informs Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma. Government is in discussion with the Airport Authority of India to make Baljek Airport functional, says Deputy Chief Minister Snehaubhalang Dhar. Government to form committee to examine demand for establishment of winter capital in Tura, says Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma. And NEHUSU writes to Union Education Minister seeking disclosure of committee's findings on NEHU. The news in detail. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today informed the House that there are 39 individual consultants and 69 consultancy firms. He was responding to a question raised by MEGHALAYA MLA Bright Starwell Marbanyang during the ongoing budget session of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly. Sangma said the total emoluments paid annually cannot be determined due to the heterogeneity of period of payment amongst the departments and scope of work and timeline of project. The Chief Minister noted that while the government is working on developing local talent, they have engaged consultancy firms to ensure timely document submissions and avoid losing funding.
I would like to specifically know from the Honorable Chief Minister, like from his reply to the question A, with regards to individual consultant, there are 39 and consultancy firm 69. So may I know from the Honorable Chief Minister, out of these consultants, whether individual or firm, how many are local and how many are from outside?
And based on the position and the responsibility that one works on, the payments and the salaries are there, whether you're from outside or whether you're from here, that is how it is. And for this, we have to prepare DPRs with so many technical specifications, which sometimes is beyond our officials also, and therefore we get the experts. We have to ensure that our own local boys and girls who are qualified are able to slowly or even quickly come up to that level where we are able to make the DPRs and projects at a level which is competing in the world standards and at the national standards.
Deputy Chief Minister Snehaubhalang Dhar, in response to questions raised by Leader of Opposition Dr. Mukul Sangma and TMC MLA Rupa Marak regarding the status of Baljek Airport in Jengjal, stated that the airport is currently not operational. The government is in discussions with the Airports Authority of India to make it functional for a 19 to 20-seater aircraft. He informed that the total expenditure for the airport's development to date is over Rs 3.57 crore. Dhar explained that the delays were due to multiple reasons. In response to a supplementary question from TMC MLA Charles Pingrope, Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said that he is personally following up on the matter at various levels. Despite several issues causing delays, the government is committed to ensuring the expansion of Umroi and the operation of commercial flights.
So the main reason of delay is there's too many factors, so I will take little time to clarify properly on this because this issue is very, very important. Here side is the facts that the airport was inaugurated on 2008, 23 October. And from that time, after the inauguration of the airport is non-operational till today. And one of the main reasons was that because the reason was due to the lack of airline operator because no one shown their interest to operate with the smaller aircraft. That is point number one.
The viability of landing larger aircrafts will be possible because we are talking about a project which will last more than 50 years. So if you look forward, probably the necessity of having a larger aircraft landing in Baljek will be necessary. So will the government look into the matter and have it examined in the first instance so that we won't have a repetition of what is happening in Umroi, sir?
Very strong message to the House that we are very committed to this airport. We will ensure that both Umroi the expansion takes place, commercial planes land, and we will also ensure that flights start operating from Baljek airport. So this commitment we are making, we are very sure, we are working very hard on this. We're not talking about it too much.
Minister of Revenue and Disaster Management Kerman Shilla, in response to a question raised by Maringkaneng MLA Havingstone Karpran regarding financial assistance to families affected by a fire incident, informed the House that the financial assistance of Rs 1,30,000 each was provided to 2 affected families. He also highlighted that in East Khasi Hills from 2023 to 2024, a total amount of Rs 47,25,000 was released to 31 families affected by calamities and Rs 29,19,900 for 29 cases in 2024 to 2025. Shilla explained that the department disburses funds in accordance with the SDRF norms, and the government can increase the funding if necessary.
Sir, I have here the number for 2023-24, 31 with the amount of 47,25,000, and 24-25, 29 with the amount of 29,19,900. We from the department, we release the fund as per the SDRF norms, sir, so we cannot go beyond that. If the government would like to extend the support, and we do have the MLA's fund, so as RWP, so that up to the wisdom of the MLAs, they can do as per.
The Meghalaya government has decided to hold extensive consultations on the idea of establishing winter capital in Tura. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said that the government will involve all party leaders and stakeholders to discuss the matter. He further informed that the government will form a committee to examine the matter. The Chief Minister said that if the idea materializes, the entire executive wing will be shifted to Tura for a certain period of time, and even the assembly sessions will take place there. The issue was also discussed in the assembly on Thursday when the leader of opposition Mukul Sangma moved a resolution in the House.
Even though the resolution was withdrawn, which we requested, of course, and we will go ahead with the constitution of a committee. We will involve all party leaders in it and some stakeholders, and we will do extensive consultation with the community at large, different NGOs, organizations, and see how to take it forward. When we say winter capital, technically it means that that definitely the entire executive wing will be shifted for a certain period, and the assembly sessions will be held in that area. So there are multiple aspects, mainly these two.
The second phase of the Rambrai-Kershai-Chaigaon road remains a stall with no signs of work starting yet, even though the first phase has been completed up to Mauthir village. Regarding this delay, the Federation of Khasi, Jante and Garo People Rambrai Circle met with the Deputy Commissioner of West Khasi Hills yesterday to inquire about the status of the project. President of the Federation, Jistarlan Linkhoi, said that the second phase of the road is still in limbo due to a lack of sanction. He has urged the government to allocate fresh funds so that work on the remaining portion of the road can begin.
Isukan tu nagaliang jong Deputy Commissioner ban angkat berkasorkar ba kidai ban thaulat kumno ban pendap ya ketika projek namar ba menta ketika surat kadang sak tang live 1 kilometer tek badang sak pat ba hadum tang isu tu ba nagaliang DC ulah Kershai ba kampadon ai hadum menta.
Community leaders from Mauet in West Khasi Hills district along with staff from the Mauet PHC, youth and residents of the area visited Shillong yesterday evening to oppose the decision of Karuna Trust to dismiss a doctor and a supervisor at the PHC. The group was accompanied by Maushinrut MLA Methodius Thakar. They met Health Secretary Ram Kumar and other officials to discuss the situation. During the meeting, it was confirmed that the Karuna Trust, an NGO overseeing management of the PHC, had appointed a new doctor and supervisor to replace the dismissed individuals. Reasons for dismissal is unclear.
Daw nagaliang jonga government but nagaliang jonga nega kebor punya jonga nega PRC ke lengkap nega corona terus lada kimla ban sim kia kimla ban le kloi no một cái jing dunong ngis ngotu ba kadai habdang kadai yang ngi kum ki pai ba nong nong jonga nega dong bat kathai ma ha ga mo area hi ke PRC ke don tang nega mo tang kan hi ke we
ha kan ni kapur ke bagi yakhi ki ni Aisha ba yakhi ki ni staff ba di kemud ba nging tip ya kadau kadau ka pa maki ki ya tengko ngimla bantip ya kata mereka kanjir minta kalau baki weng no yo doktor majinda de kajing weng no yo kalau kajing du no ka pakra hoi kajing sekri jong u ka kala yai patala ki usted nganum penya kata ka ki re ya kajing penyai kam jong ka corona Trust Committee ngimla bantip ya ki rukom ki jing penyajong ki nginam la bantu klar ya ka jing penyajong ki.
The Northeastern Hill University Students' Union, or NEHUSU, has reaffirmed the students' unwavering stance, criticizing the university's Vice-Chancellor P.S. Shukla's reported attempts to rejoin office remotely. NEHUSU General Secretary Toniho Karsati described the VC's reported attempts as tactics that undermine the welfare of the university. He also expressed disappointment over the Ministry of Education's lack of action. NEHUSU had recently sent a letter to Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan urging the ministry to disclose the committee's findings on NEHU's issues, seeking prompt action.
Vice Chancellor to give you the brief facts of university. Since his removal, or since he himself has gone for this leave, our whole university was in a very peaceful state of mind. Even now also our university is functioning normally. The exams are going on. However, with this kind of tactics, cheap tactics so to say, if I may be precise, that Professor P.S. Shukla is using, it's not only hampering the students, it is also hampering the overall administration of our university. We have been requesting every now and then with a very humble request to the state government as well as to the ministry to take some proactive steps.
The Office of the District Disaster Management Authority, West Chanta Hills District, in collaboration with the representatives from the Fire and Emergency Services Office, Office of the Superintendent of Police, Civil Defence and District Medical and Health Officer, Jowai, conducted a comprehensive training and mock drill on disaster management preparedness at the 100-bedded MCH Hospital at Penaliar, Jowai on Wednesday. District Disaster Management Officer Dari Lingdor stated that the primary purpose of organizing the orientation program and mock drill was to enhance disaster preparedness and emergency response capability among hospital staff. The 17th India-Japan Dialogue on Economic Development in India was jointly organized by the College of Postgraduate Studies in Agriculture Sciences, the Indian Society of Agriculture Economics, Mumbai, Cope University, Japan, the Center for International Projects Trust, New Delhi, and the Government of Meghalaya yesterday. The dialogue provided an opportunity to Indian academicians, policy makers, government officials and industry experts to interact with 6 Japanese delegates for future collaborations in agriculture and allied sectors for the development of Meghalaya. In solidarity with the global celebration of International Women's Day, the District Legal Services Authority, Reboy District, in collaboration with the Nongpo Area Women Welfare Association, organized an awareness program at the Community Hall, Sajer in Nongpo. The event was focused on raising awareness about various laws, particularly those aimed at empowering women. And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was recorded at 17 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature was recorded at 31 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity was 24%. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 8 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 19.9 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity is 60%. Meanwhile, in July, minimum temperature 11 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 22 degrees Celsius, and the relative humidity is 28%. And the forecast in Tura, Jawai and Shillong indicate that dry weather is likely to occur at most places. Before we end the news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. At least 39 individual consultants and 69 consultancy firms are engaged in Meghalaya, informs Chief Minister Konrad K. Sangma. Government is in discussion with Airport Authority of India to make Baljek Airport functional, says Deputy Chief Minister Baljek Dhar. Government to form committee to examine demand for establishment of winter capital in Tura, says Chief Minister Konrad K. Sangma. And NEHUSU writes to Union Education Minister seeking disclosure of committee's findings on NEHU. With that, we've come to the end of today's edition of the news. Until next time, thank you for watching. Good night.